$20,000 for a robot that watches your home all day and all night and never sleeps. A human guard who does the same costs you $50,000 to $80,000 a year. So, is Tesla's Optimus about to make the security guard obsolete? Or is that just hype that's years away? Stick with me. By the end, you'll know exactly what this robot can do, what it can't, and whether that price tag holds up. Here is a thing that nobody would admit. Most home security is just a bluff. You've got a camera for security, but it uploads the footage after something has already happened. You're paying around $30 to $60 each month for a monitoring system that would call the police after a delay, while many break-ins are over in a matter of minutes. And if you want an actual human security guard to be present on site, that will cost you around $50,000 to $80,000 a year, after including salary, benefits, and turnover, and so on. The system works fine on paper, but in practice, it's still reactive, where someone responds after something has happened. So there is a gap, and everyone who has ever had their porch package stolen or their car broken into knows exactly what this gap could mean. That's the problem that Tesla's Optimus is supposedly walking into. The idea sounds futuristic, but the demand is actually pretty simple. People don't necessarily want a robot that can chase criminals. They just want something that can identify threats and problems beforehand instead of discovering them hours later through camera footage. Picture this. It's early evening, and a delivery driver drops a package on your front porch while you're still at work. 15 minutes later, someone walks up the driveway, grabs it, and disappears before anyone notices. Your security camera records the whole thing in crystal clear footage, but that footage doesn't help until after it's already happened. Now imagine something that was already outside, already paying attention, and able to flag that activity the moment someone stepped onto your property. That's a much lower bar. And it turns out, Optimus already has almost everything it needs to clear it. To understand why, forget the word robot for a second, because what Tesla actually built is closer to something else entirely. Let's be clear about what we're looking at here before we get into how the security angle works. Optimus is Tesla's humanoid robot, which stands about 5'8" in height, weighs around 125 pounds, and is designed specifically to perform physical, repetitive tasks daily in environments built for humans. Tesla has confirmed it uses the same AI hardware and vision system from their vehicles, the same camera-based perception that powers full self-driving. Elon Musk has publicly stated a target price of around $20,000 to $30,000 per unit, though that number is aspirational for now and tied to high-volume production that hasn't happened yet. What Tesla has confirmed: Optimus is currently being deployed inside Tesla's own factories in a limited capacity, performing tasks like moving parts and doing basic assembly. That's real. That's happening now. What isn't confirmed: a consumer version available for home purchase. No release date has been announced. However, Tesla has now confirmed production starts at its Fremont factory around late July or August 2026. With first sales to businesses expected late 2026. Musk's target for consumer availability is the end of 2027 at the earliest. Tesla has a history of optimistic timelines, so treat any date as directional. With that on the table, here is the point where the security use case actually gets interesting. Because once you stop thinking of Optimus as a robot and start thinking of it as a mobile sensor platform, the conversation changes completely. Optimus doesn't have a dedicated security mode that Tesla has officially announced, but the hardware it already has tells a pretty clear story about what it's capable of. The robot uses a suite of cameras covering a wide field of view, which is similar in concept to how Tesla vehicles see the road. It can detect and track objects, distinguish between people and non-people, and navigate spaces without running into things. These aren't features that need to be invented for a security use case. They're already built in. Now picture this: it's 2 a.m. Your Optimus unit is doing a slow circuit of your property. It detects motion near the side gate. It doesn't panic, doesn't call for backup, doesn't miss it. Because it got tired at hour 6 of a 12-hour shift. It logs the event, timestamps it, flags it, and if you've set it to, it will quickly send you an alert as well. That part isn't science fiction. The hardware to do exactly that exists in the current version of the robot. In some ways, that's what makes the idea compelling. A fixed camera only sees what happens in front of it. A robot can change position, check different areas, and potentially investigate unusual activity from multiple angles. That flexibility is something traditional home security systems simply don't have. The question is whether Tesla builds that software and whether it works reliably outside a controlled factory floor. And that's where we have to pump the brakes a little and be realistic. Here's the honest answer to the question in the title. Optimus is not a security guard in the way we mean when we say security guard. It has no legal authority to detain someone. It can't and shouldn't physically intervene with an intruder. And Tesla has never suggested it would. That's not a flaw in the product. It's just not what it's built for. What it's genuinely capable of is persistent observation and documentation. It doesn't get distracted. It doesn't check its phone. It doesn't leave to get a coffee at the wrong moment. For the specific job of watching and recording, those are real advantages over a human. There's also a deterrence argument. A visible robot on your property is unusual enough that most opportunistic thieves, who want easy targets, would likely move on. That's not confirmed by data, because the product doesn't exist in homes yet, but it's a reasonable assumption based on how deterrence works generally. What's genuinely unknown: how it performs outdoors in variable weather, how it handles truly unexpected situations, what its uptime and maintenance requirements look like in a real home environment, and how the software handles edge cases. None of that has been tested at scale outside Tesla's factories. Anyone telling you Optimus is a proven home security solution right now is getting ahead of the facts. But even with those limitations, people keep coming back to one question: does the economics actually work? Even at the speculative $20,000 price point, the numbers are worth running. A professional security guard in the US costs between $50,000 and $80,000 annually. When you include full employment costs, a monitored alarm system runs roughly $400 to $700 a year. Somewhere in between, you have options like private patrol services that do periodic drive-bys, which can run $500 to $1,500 a month depending on your area. At $20,000 as a one-time cost, Optimus pays for itself versus a full-time guard in less than 6 months. Against a patrol service, you're looking at roughly a year to break even, maybe 2. The obvious catch: that $20,000 figure is Musk's stated target for mass production scale. Early units will cost more. There will likely be a software subscription layer. Maintenance, repairs, and parts are unknown. So the actual cost of ownership is higher than the sticker price suggests, probably significantly higher in the early years. But the trajectory is real. Remember, the value proposition isn't just labor replacement, it's consistency. A robot doesn't call in sick, doesn't need shift coverage, and doesn't require overtime pay during holidays. Whether that translates into real savings depends on reliability. But that's the argument Tesla is ultimately making. If production scales and the price comes down the way Tesla is aiming for, the economics of a robot that never needs a day off start to make serious sense for certain use cases. As mentioned earlier, Tesla has confirmed production begins at its Fremont factory around late July or August 2026, with the first units going to business customers later in 2026 at roughly $30,000. Musk's stated consumer target is the end of 2027, though a broadly available, reasonably priced home unit is more realistically a 2028 or later story. Plan for 2028, hope for 2027. If you want to be first in line, watch Tesla's quarterly earnings calls and shareholder meetings. That is where the real updates come from now. Ignore the rumor cycle. There's a lot of noise around Optimus that has no basis in anything Tesla has actually said. 3 things to take from this. 1. Optimus has the hardware to be a legitimate observation and deterrence tool. The cameras, the mobility, the AI perception. It's all real, and it's already working. 2. It's not a security guard in the traditional sense, and Tesla hasn't marketed it as one. No physical intervention, no legal authority, and no confirmed home security software yet. 3. The $20,000 number is a target, not a price you can buy today. The timeline is probably further out than the hype suggests, but the direction is clear. The bigger takeaway isn't that Optimus will replace every security solution overnight. It's that we're starting to see the first credible attempt at bringing physical AI into everyday environments outside of a factory floor. When a robot that doesn't sleep costs less than 1 month of a human guard's salary, that's the moment this industry changes. We're not there yet, but it's not as far off as it used to sound. If this gave you a clear, honest read on where Optimus really stands, hit like and subscribe. We break down the biggest Tesla and tech stories with real numbers, not hype. Next up, can Optimus replace your driver? Tesla's robo-taxi plans and what Optimus has to do with them. And that one might actually surprise you.